landscape, right? Yeah. So today we're talking about unlocking potentials, the UK Global Talent Blueprint. That's what we're talking about today. Unlocking potentials, the UK Global Talent Blueprint. So even if you've not been endorsed by the endorsing body in the UK for global talent, you are going to learn a thing or two from today's session, right, on how to unlock potentials, how to get a job, how to land a job, how to navigate, how to even apply for the global talent visa. These are topics that we're going to be touching on today. We have our coaches in the house. We have Coach Andrew and Coach Wale. Coach Andrew will be leading us first, right? And Coach Wale is going to come in to speak with us later on this call, right? So fantastic. Thank you for joining. If it's your first time, you can find us across different portals, right? But we are on YouTube, right? We are on our apps, which is the eMigr8 app. We're on our website also. We've had series of conversations before in the past, so eMigr8 Open Days replay are available on multiple platforms, chiefly on our app and also on YouTube, on our page on YouTube. So you could go back to listen to other editions, previous editions. Last week we spoke about the Canada pathway extensively. So if you're looking at North America, I recommend you go take a listen to that session last week. It was very enriching, right? And this session also promises to even be more enriching if you're looking at the global talent route, particularly if you're already in the UK and you're doing your master's in the UK, or you're already on this post-studied visa in the UK and looking to switch visa. We have somebody that has done it. All right, that's the beauty of this community. We look out for coaches that have the experience that you can leverage on. So we have somebody that has done it, and he's going to be sharing his story with us today, right? So we have talked about various tech-enabled visa opportunity. We've discussed extensively about them, right? And we recommend, if I can recommend to you, I would recommend that you migrate with us, you migrate with eMigr8. And to do that, you can start by simply going to our website, emigrate.emigratvisa.com/tech visa, or use any of our app platforms. So the Google Play Store, the Apple Play Store, right, on our web, and also on our communities. We are on WhatsApp, we're on Telegram, and we also have the eMigr8 AI. So any of those platforms connect us to you, and all of this connection leads you to our portals, leads you to our communities where you are able, right, where you are able to glean from the information that we've gathered. So we have loads of resources on our platforms that you can leverage. We have information and you can ask questions. These platforms are also interactive. So you can ask questions, and there are coaches, in-house coaches, that will be available to give you the answer, right, or to give you direction. And also we have coaches in our communities that you can also leverage their service, right? We do have Settle in the UK for those of us looking at the UK as a tech talent. This is a package that is running and it's still running. It's a package that merges multiple pathways together, and as such gives you multiple options, if I can say so. Right. So if you're a beginner or you are an expert, this package suits you. Settle in the UK. Well, in fact, for most of the tech visas opportunities, you're allowed to move with your spouse or your dependents, right? And most of them are, visas that leads to permanent settlements, right? So take advantage of this offer, right? It takes 3 to 6 month timeline. It takes an investment budget, right, that we can talk about, and it also takes some time invested, for you to be able to put in a strong application, right? So if you're interested in this package, please send us a message on the numbers on the slide, or go to emigratvisa.com and let us know that you are interested in the Settle in the UK package, and we're able to connect with you and connect you with resources that will help you move to the UK from your present location or settle in the UK if you are already residing in the UK and looking to switch to a more permanent visa. Right? What is eMigr8? We help you become globally attractive. I know the question often is, how do you do that? Right. We help you review your tech profile. We help you give you opportunity and put you in an environment and community that can help you build your tech profile. Right. We also help appraise and review your tech-enabled business profile. So if you have a startup in leveraging on tech, we can help you review that profile and also make sure we are positioning you as a globally attractive business, as a globally attractive profile, right? And the visa is only a side effects of our objective. Our objective is to make you globally attractive. Recently, I think the president of the United States went to China for a state visit, and half of his entourage were filled with founders and tech experts that have created multiple jobs from AI to data to social media platforms, right? Meta and the rest. Those guys are globally attractive that now the president travels with them, as part of his entourage. So this is what we're talking about. When you're globally attractive, opportunities are opened for you, right? And opportunities are there, and visas is no longer a restriction. All right. So if you take anything out of this conversation, take it further, you need to become globally attractive. You need to build your profile in such a way that people gravitate towards you, opportunity gravitate towards you, and you are able to leverage the opportunities that are out there, right? We do have architect, Dr. Zenith, like to call it, but it's a free platform where you can review your profile, right, to see if you qualify for any of the tech visas that are out there. Now, this it's not to scare you, right, but this is just to let you know that this is where you stand and this is what you can do to grow your profile. So, for example, if you're looking at the UK Global Talent or you're looking at the US O1 visa, you can go to architect.emigratvisa.com, put in your profile, right? It's an AI tool, and it's just going to review your profile and gives you a percentage, right, over 100 where you stand, and also suggest to you what you can do to improve your chances, right? So we're not just going to leave you to say, oh, you have 55% chance. We're also going to give you information as to what you need to do to move from 55 to 95. Right. So that's the beauty of architect.emigrate.visa.com, which is our tech AI. It helps to review. It's a free assessment tool, right? So take advantage of it. As you on the call, you can just simply dial that into your browser and take the assessment that is open for everyone. Now, this is a quick disclaimer. Right. This is not a legal platform. We are not an immigration advice platform or a legal platform by any means. What we are is a platform that advises you and help review your tech profile to position you in such a way that you're globally attractive. Right. To do this, we provide you with information, inspiration, guidance, coaching, mentorship, a lot of supports, a lot of community hand-holding sessions, and many more. And we do help group coachings, individual coachings, and we help you to become globally attractive. Doesn't mean we do not provide. It doesn't mean that we provide legal advice. But if you want legal advice, we can recommend advisors in our network, in our community. But this is not a legal platform or an immigration platform. It's good you know that, right? And yeah, these are the packages we speak to today, right? And you can take a screenshot of these and you can do a simple Google search for any of these visa opportunities. There are loads of information out there, and you can do it yourself, like we say here. You can review this information and apply against this information that you have found on the internet. However, if you are confused, or if there are challenges as to the information you found on the internet, or you're not clear, right, you can come into our ecosystem and we can walk you through it. We can mentor you through it. We can coach you through it. So it's important to mention that, right? So we do have the startup visa, talent visa, work and employment-based visa. We also have the digital nomad visas that are available across multiple European countries, i.e. The French, France, Portugal, Spain. They offer digital nomad visa. But we're going to be talking about talent visa today, which is the global talent visa for the UK. Our first speaker moved as a student, right, to becoming endorsed as a global talent on the global talent visa, right? As it was endorsed as a global talent in the field of digital technology, right? However, if you are looking at the screen and you're like, what is the global talent stream about, or what is the French tech visa about, right? There are informations online that you can, with a simple Google search, you will get a lot of information. All right. But you can also come into our community and we can unpack that. And if you go back to some of our previous videos, we've talked about most, if not all of these visa opportunities, right, extensively in our previous open day session. So you want to take advantage of the fact that these resources are available in our app, and go to our app and you can watch a replay of those sessions, and that will be very useful to you, right? So we do have the Innovator Founder Visa. If you are a tech founder, if you run a startup, and you're looking to move your startup to a different geography, maybe you're looking at the UK, we have the Innovator Founder Visa package. We have the Canada Startup Visa. We have the French Tech Visa. We have the International Entrepreneur Payroll Visa for the US, right? These are all visas that if you have an idea for a startup, or you already have a thriving startup and you're looking to expand to new markets, i.e. the North American markets or the European market, let's have a conversation. You can send us a direct message on the chat. You can also go to our website or send us a message via any of our social handles, and we would pick it and continue the conversation from there. But if you're on the call to the end, you get to win a gift that you can use to reach us, and we can have that conversation. We've already given out the first gift, which is which is Dr. Zenith, which is the architect emigrate8visa.com, right? That you can use to review your, let me go back so that, yeah, this is our first gift. So if you're on the call, it is free assessment to check your eligibility criteria for any of the visa route, either Global Talent, US O1 visa, the French passport talent visa, or the German EU blue card. Now you can go to this platform, put your profile there, your CVs there, and it gives a review. All right, please use your updated profile. It gives you a review and a feedback of where you stand, and we can pick it from there. So this is our first gift for you. Come back to let us know how that went, and if you need more advice, we would share with you. Now, in our communities, we offer various kinds of services. Our services range from information sessions and general inquiry sessions. So like this one, this is an information session and also a general inquiry session, because you can use the chat to ask all your questions, right? So any question you have, please put it in the chat and we would answer them. It's first come, first serve kind of system, because we don't have the whole time, right? So the first questions are the ones we're going to take on first, and we'll progress till the last question as time will allow us today. We also have coaching and hand-holding session. We do have assessment sessions that we do, pre-qualification status for all visa type, for all tech visa type, I should say. We do have roadmap sessions that we render services, right, for global talent, and also we do review the global talent application, endorsement process. All of that are things that our services covers at eMigr8. 85% of the things you have listed here are free, right? We do them free of charge. Like today now we're giving free information, free inquiry sessions. A few people are going to win few coaching sessions depending on how much they interact today on the platform. So they're largely free stuff we do. But however, we also have premium services, right, that we offer, right? So if you are pressed for time, if your circumstance is unique and you don't have, and you're moving maybe from a different career path, to technology, and you need hand-holding, you need multiple, or you need hand-holding and you need coaching, we do have the eMigr8 Circle. We do have personalized coaching session. These sessions are just built to help you, right, become globally attractive, same as the free session, right? We do have standard packages that you can leverage, right? There are options available, and you can choose what best work for you. We have the do-it-yourself package, so you can come into our ecosystem, take all the free stuff, do it yourself. We are glad. Just let us know when you're done to say, I got this information from eMigr8 and we pay it forward. We like to have you on the platform, on the communities, to help answer questions also on how you navigated it yourself. There are a few people that will benefit from that. We also have the do it with me option. This is where a coach or a mentor work with you throughout the process of gathering information and actually applying, putting in an application for global talent or for any of the visa routes. We do have the do it for me, right? This is where you're also working with a coach and a team that offers logistic assistance to make sure you are putting in a solid application for any of the visa route, right? So if you're interested in any of the visa route that I've just talked about, please send a direct message on the chat, or you go to our website, emigrate8visa.com/tech visa, or emigrate8visa.com/pricing for the premium services, right? We will connect with you and we'll take the conversation forward, but don't let anything stop you. At the very best, we've given you a free review, so go do the free review. It's free. Take advantage of it. At the very least, you're already on this call. If you're watching the replay, leave a comment on the comment session. Leave a comment on the chat if you are live with us today, and we can answer your question, right? So these are the packages we speak to. It's not limited to these packages, just for presentation's sake, right? We have shortlisted these ones. So if you're looking out for a different visa within tech and it's not listed here, we'd like to know about it. Please come talk to us. We do have coaches ranging across multiple disciplines, multiple nations, that we can tax their time, right, for them to come coach you or mentor you through the process, right? Move to the UK as a global talent is available. I spoke about it a few moments ago. This is the UK Global Talent Visa, or formerly called the Tech Nation Visa. We do have the move to the UK as an innovator founder visa. So if you are a tech founder, you can move to the UK, extend your business, your startup to the UK, right? We also have Canada. We spoke extensively about Canada last week, right? Move to Canada. Yeah, we have even the self-start route. You can take advantage of them. So these are multiple visa package. I spoke about the settle in the UK as a tech talent earlier. This is focused on the UK, right? Then the visa we are focusing on here are three major visas, right? We're focusing on the global talent visa, the innovator founder visa, and the skilled worker visa, right? This is what we are focusing on this package, right? So if you like the sound of that, because it gives you three pathway at the same time, let us talk and let us know where you are on your journey, and we can work with you. It's beginner friendly, right? Like I said, if you are a beginner, you want to start somewhere and give yourself a roadmap and give yourself timeline as to when you want to, a realistic timeline as to where you want to apply. If you're already on your path, maybe a junior developer or a senior developer or a director, CTO level, you can also leverage on the Settle in the UK package. For us, it goes beyond just getting an appointment or getting an endorsement. We want to support you through the journey. And even when you move to the UK, we want to be able to introduce you to network, to our communities, and that will help you settle well into the UK ecosystem. So if you're a founder, you're thinking, how do I raise funds in the UK? If you are an independent contributor, you want to say, how do I get a job in the UK? And so it's not just getting the endorsement, it's the fact that you have to progress from endorsement to actually becoming globally relevant or globally attractive, even in the local market that you're not in. So, i.e. the UK. So you want to be able to raise funds, you want to be able to do market research if you have a startup, right? And you want to be able to get a job if you are an independent contributor, right? And our packages are affordable. You can check on our website what they are, right? But this is what they offer. A lot of free stuff, like I said. Depending on the package you choose, you can do it yourself, right? And we have visa-specific information. We have templates on our apps that you can use. We have checklists. We have resources that you can leverage. We do have short coaching sessions that people you can win from this call, right? We also have limited basic AI assistant that you can also use, right? But if you want us to do it with you, then we have personalized coaching session that you can leverage, and you have premium AI agent and personalized AI guides that we can expose to you. Now, if you are doing it with me, right, or do it for me, right, then we have a lot more that we can expose you, a strategic coaching session, right, and ongoing support and handholding session, as which also include visa-specific education, community templates, communities, and various templates that you can use in your application journey, your checklist, and also tools and resources that you can use. Any of the option or packages you choose, we are available to support you through it. To get started, emigrate.visa.com/tech visa is where you want to go, or go to your app store and just download the Emigrate app and we can get started. Or simply, you can leave us a direct message on this call or leave a comment and we will get in touch with you. I talked about the various visa opportunity earlier. The lowest common denominator is the fact that they are looking for individuals that are globally attractive, individuals that can actually contribute to their ecosystem. There are two reasons why nations are opening their door. There's a lot of shortage in multiple industries, and they are bringing in skilled individual, right, skilled talent to be able to close that shortage. And the second reason is because they want to grow their economy. So they are bringing skilled individual that can open up a startup that will employ people, and those people in turn can contribute their own fair share of taxes to the economy. So they grow the GDP and grow the economy, right? That is why, to me, major reason. One of the reasons why you should be looking at exploring new geography is the fact that you are exposed to new way of life, new way of work, and new customer segmentation, right? New type of product, new type of customer, which will refine your skill set and also refine your business, as the case may be. We have today, again, you can go on our apps and you find all of this information that I've talked about already. We have someone today who has navigated right from, in a minute, who have navigated from being a student and getting his post-study visa, post-study work visa, and he has transitioned to getting endorsed by the UK government for the UK Global Talent Digital Technology category. His name is Andrew, and Andrew is going to be sharing with us today his thoughts, his journey from being a student, how he found tech, how he found the Global Talent visa, the way how he applied, what criteria did he apply against, talk about his innovative ideas. And when he's speaking, please pay attention and also use the chat window to ask questions, right? So I'm going to yield the mic now to Andrew, right, to come up. I'll stop sharing so that he can come up and share with us. And when he's done, we have our second speaker for the day, right, come up, and I will get into his topic once Andrew is done. So, hey, Andrew.
Hi, Moody. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay, cool. Hi, everyone. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, depending on where you are watching us from.
Mm.
I want to especially thank the organizers of this great event, for giving me the opportunity to speak to their audience, and also for the great work they are doing. One thing I'm sure of is that when one is informed, one can perform effectively. Giving um, people, making sure that people hear about the this great opportunity that really exists. Thank you so much. Yeah, my mission today is to, share my story, you know, tell you guys my experience, and hopefully, one or two people or even more people can, leverage on my experience, can maybe get encouraged to start working towards their global talent journey, and at the end of the day, finally get indoors. Yeah, my name is Andrew Nwanakwaugwu. Yeah, you can feel free to connect with me on LinkedIn. Yeah, Andrew Nwanakwaugwu is my name. I am a data and AI specialist. Data and AI specialist, right? Yeah, my experience within the tech in the UK has, I started my um, tech career within the civil service. Then I moved to working with multinational tech companies. And now I'm currently building a platform called Taleforward, where we support people in their journey as well. Yeah. So, yeah, my story, I came into the UK for my master's in data science. That was in 2021. Like, I don't know if there are people that came into the UK as a student, they will agree with me that there are a lot of restrictions. Number one, there are like, you can't work more than 20 hours, and some employers are not happy to have you work for them because they need people that can work for more than 20 hours, right? And you know the shock that come with you know migration, like entering into a new country. These are some of the realities, like, unless you have experienced it, you wouldn't know that international students face, right? And all of these things were what I faced when I moved to the UK, right? In 2021, right? So, in fact, something happened to me, right? I got a tech job. While I was studying, I was okay, researching about way forward and what should I do and stuff like that, right? And I got a tech job. Um, few weeks to the start date, I got a message. They told me that my offer has been what, withdrawn. What's the reason for the offer? Why did they withdraw the offer? Simply because I am what, on student visa, right? They told me that what, that, sorry, they needed somebody that could work for more than 20. hours, right? That's, kind of destabilized me. I'm not gonna lie, right? After a few days of sorrow, right, I decided to, pick up my pieces. Like, I started researching about the way forward. How can I, work towards this, right? Um, on the course of researching, I learned about the UK Global Talent Visa, right? When I learned about the UK Global Talent Visa, I started researching about it. On the course of researching about it, I came across we know that the endorsing body for the tech route is what? The Tech Nation, right? I came across the Tech Nation guideline. So when I read the Tech Nation guideline, um I told myself, man, I'm not sure I will be able to get this visa. I'm not sure that this is for me because the things look so overwhelming. I feel at first that it's only for what, gurus, like people that have done amazingly well. You get what I mean? And I'm sure that's the experience of so many people on this call, right? Or so many people that will be watching this online, right? So that's why I'm taking time to kind of walk us through my experience, right? And I believe that will also resonate with a few persons here, right? So I looked at the guideline. I told myself, no. I decided to what? Close everything about the world, the UK Global Talent visa, right? I closed it. But what thing I did as well, why I was also exploring other routes, right? One thing I also did was to intensify my job search, right? That brings me to one big mistake a lot of international students make, right? People wait for them to graduate before they start looking for a way forward. There are so many ways you can go about this. Either looking for a job or they're like people wait till they graduate before they start looking for maybe exploring the UK Global Talent or even looking for a job that can sponsor them, right? The big lesson here is what? Start early. So what I did, I started looking for jobs, right? A job that will sponsor me. Before I graduated, I got two tech jobs, right? Two tech jobs. So one was with the civil service, while the other one was with a tech multinational company, right? So what really helped me to do that, because allow, um, I didn't wait till I graduate before what I started looking for jobs. Just that's one big takeaway I want everybody here to go on with, and you know but looking at what is happening in the market and everything, I told myself I needed a visa that would allow me to be able to do what? Start my company. That will give me the flexibility, the kind of flexibility I needed, right? That what also prompted me into what? Going into another research to look out for way forward about that, right? So what I did then, that was, sorry about that. Yeah. So um that that that's after what I did there. I switched to what? I started with the civil service, though I told you I got two tech jobs, right? One came with sponsorship, one did not come with sponsorship. So I had already started with the one with the civil service, the one that didn't come with sponsorship, right? But I knew that I needed that good level of flexibility. What I did was to what? Switch to my post-study visa. While I was on the post-study visa, that gave me opportunity to what? Start, looking at, okay, what are those things I need to get in order to, feel qualified to then apply for the global talent visa. right? That's to tell you that for some of us that are currently on our post-study visa, that is an ample opportunity for you to what? Work towards what? Building your profile, work towards getting some of those things, those filling those gaps you feel that you need to fill before you can submit your application, right? So I use a few months within my time in the this thing, post-study work visa, right, to gather a lot more stuff I feel I needed to gather before I did what? I submitted my application. So I want to talk us through um, um, few things I few of the evidence I submitted, right? Under the global talent visa, like we already know, we have different routes. We have the digital technology routes. We have the academia and research route. We also have the what? Art and culture routes, right? So, but I got my own global talent visa via the digital technology route, which the endorsing body is what? Tech Nation, right? So under the digital technology route, you have different criteria you need to satisfy. We have what we call mandatory criteria and 4 optional criteria, right? The mandatory criteria is your opportunity to show that you are a leader or potential leader in the industry, which is tech industry, right? Tech industry, whether technical or non-technical applicants, right? Why the optional criteria? The first one is where you will need to show evidence of innovation, right? Evidence of innovation. How can you show that maybe you have innovated something that is helping the community, and you should be able to show the impact of what you've innovated, right? Why the second optional criteria is what? The impact outside your day-to-day activities. This is one of the criteria that I used. I was able to show a couple of things. I got a couple of impact I've made within the digital technology, both in Nigeria and here in the UK. And I was able to show a couple of awards I've received, mention of my name, to confirm or that I actually did some of those things, right? And the third one is what? The impact within your industry, like where you work, right? As an employee or a founder or stuff like that. Do you get? So yeah, that's your opportunity to show how you have maybe increased the revenue generation of your company and stuff like that, right? And the fourth one is what? The impact within the academia and research. Under the digital technology route, the optional criteria for is what? Where you explain, how you've made impact within the academia and research. It can be um, maybe your research publications, how your work has impacted. Like I also used the optional criteria for as well, because I'm into research. I do a lot of research, and I have a lot of journal publications. I publish in different journal destinations like IEEE and so on. Right. So I was able to show how my work is positively impacting the work of other professionals, like showing the citation, how my work has been cited, and the solution, right? I'm bringing, and stuff like that. But just to let us know about if you are considering optional criteria for, on the cost of supporting people as well, I've realized that so many people are publishing in predatory journals, and some people are publishing in just medium, that wouldn't fly. You need to publish in reputable journals like IEEE and Springer and so on, right? just to clarify that, because I get a lot of that. In fact, today somebody even reached out to me asking me if he is publishing in Medium, would that qualify him? I told him no. You got so that's about what optional criteria for. Just to also clarify, I know we have different criteria, right? We have mandatory criteria and four optional criteria, but you are required to, only satisfy the mandatory criteria and two optional criteria out of the four different optional criteria. In my own case, the best approach, what I did, I listed my the evidence I've got. Like, I was able to what align them to the different criteria, and I now ask myself, where do I feel I have more evidence? Right at that point, I was able to select what, because I do a lot of volunteering stuff, a lot of speaking engagement, not more of speaking, but a lot of volunteering. I help, I volunteer in so many places, and I funded a lot of communities, and I had evidence of impact around that. So when I looked at those different evidence, and now I was able to select, the optional criteria too, because of a lot of activities, a lot of stuff I've been doing outside my day-to-day activities, and I was able to select the academia and research route. And under mandatory criteria, I was able to, show some of my leadership, this thing, and then how I'm impacting positively, in that area. So that's how the best approach. If That's my recommendation, right? First of all, list out the evidence and be able to then select the criteria you will go for based on where you feel that your strength lies, right? So yeah, these are some of the evidence I use, and there are a whole lot of benefits of what of getting the UK Global Talent Visa. I know there will be question and answer session. I want to kind of briefly say a few things around it so that I will give more time for question and answer, so that if anybody has any question, yeah, I'm happy to answer. So there are a whole lot of benefits of the global talent visa, right? Number one, the flexibility it gives, right? If you're on the UK global talent visa, you can work for multiple companies. You are not restricted, unlike other visas where you have to work for a particular company, or and if you need to work for another company, you need to do a couple of things. But for global talent visa, you are allowed to work for multiple companies, and you have the flexibility of starting your own company as well. You can start your company as if you're on the UK Global Talent Visa. So, and there are so many other no, other this thing benefits of being on the UK Global Talent Visa. So these are a couple of things I want to share with us. I don't know if there are people that have got questions, and I just want to stop at this point and allow for people to then ask their questions. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you very much, Andrew. That was a detailed one. All right. The first question that I have, right, is you had two options as a postgraduate student, right? You had two options for job, and one of them came with sponsorship, one of them did not come with sponsorship, and you went with the one that did not come with sponsorship, right? We like to know what was your rationale. Were you 100% sure you're going to get sponsorship somehow through Global Talent? Were you even thinking about applying for Global Talent? What was the thought process to your choice at the time?
Okay, yeah. I'm supposed to have explained that aspect very well. I got those two jobs while I was still studying, right? The one with civil service, I started in fact, the same day I submitted my project, right? Why the other one, the start date was like a few months after that time. So that's why I jumped on the civil service one that did not come with sponsorship. Right? Few months into the this thing, the one with sponsorship, they now requested that I should send my information for me to do this thing, for them to start processing my sponsorship. I told them no, that I want to do. I have an alternative plan, right? So I didn't go for the sponsorship, but I later switched to the job anyway. But on my global talent visa, though.
All right.
Yeah.
Fantastic. So the audience wants to know your a bit about your background, right? And if you were a tech expert before your master's, before your postgraduate studies, and what you have done in the tech industry, or how you even got into tech. Yeah.
Yes. Um. Yeah, yeah. I had a little bit of tech background, from Nigeria, right? That's not to say that you need to be a guru before you can get it. Just to clarify, yeah, I studied computer engineering in my first degree, right, and I worked a little bit in Nigeria, right, and just few years in Nigeria. Then I moved to the UK for my master's in data science. So while I was doing my master's, one thing that also helped me is that I attend a lot of networking events, tech events. You cannot, underestimate the importance of what networking. That's one thing I tell people. You cannot underestimate that, because that really helped me a lot. We are required to submit 3 recommendation letters. I got 7 recommendation letters, and that is different. And also got reference letters, right? Just to support my other listing criteria. So how did I come about that? Because I was seriously, I network a lot. I networked a lot. I still network today, right? So yeah, that's the importance of what networking.
All right. Thank you. Fantastic. We do have another question here. Again, the interest is actually on your more of your foundational. So somebody's asking, what criteria did you apply as an AI? I'm an AI enthusiast. I want to know what criteria do you use in your application process?
Oh, okay. I mentioned it while talking, but I'm gonna say that again. I used I went for the mandatory criteria. That's everyone has to go for that one, and OC2 optional criteria two, right? And OC4, OC2 and OC4, optional criteria 2 and optional criteria 4. OC2 is the impact, show evidence of impact you've made outside your day-to-day activities. Some of the things I use, I are, working for different charity organizations, right? Being a mentoring within the data science, um, funding a tech organization where people come together to, empower themselves. And also, most of the time, I also invited like other speakers, and there were like a lot of evidence of impact. A lot of people in that community, got job as a result of that community. There were like loads of testimonies I was able to evidence, right? And I even got award. I got award from the government, even yeah, Manchester mayor. I even got award even in Nigeria for the work I did with a couple of charity organizations, and also got award from different tech hubs both here in Nigeria. These are some of the things I use, and like I also mentioned, I if you can search me on Google Scholar or ResearchGate, you see some of my work as well. But just to clarify, as of today, I have like getting to over 300 distinct citations, right? But then I only had about 7 citations, right? So because some people may start going to my profile and say, "Oh, this guy definitely has a lot of research." You don't need to have a lot like that for you to get the endorsement. You just need to tick the important boxes, which is number one. Make sure you are publishing in reputable journals, and I've also mentioned some of the reputable journals. Springer, Elsevier, right? And another thing I did to show my impact is what I'm a reviewer with a couple of them. I'm a reviewer with IEEE, Springer, Elsevier, Idea Global, and couple of them. These are some of the evidence I also use. So, but it's not rocket science. You can easily get involved, but the best way to go about it is to measure, is to publish. You can definitely get selected to be editorial board member, but first of all they want to see, are you a researcher yourself? Can you show some of the work you've done? So if you're able to show that, definitely you can apply to be reviewed. In fact, you even get invited. Like every day I get invitation to review, and these are some of the things I also do for some of our people within the community, people looking at considering this route as well. So yeah, I 100% recommend people looking into that direction. Yeah.
Thank you very much. We'll allow you catch your breath now. Our second speaker is in the room, but before you go, we would come back to you for a general Q&A session, right, briefly. So thank you for taking us. I think that was a very thorough session. I think we have all been wiser and we have all learned a thing or two. And I know who to go to now when I need to review my application or need to review my thesis or paper or publication. So thank you for sharing your journey with us and for answering our question. Right, this has been good. We'll call on you just a bit. So let's give it some time to our um next speaker to come up and share on yeah and
Yeah.
share for the audience to also learn. So thank you, Andrew. This
Thanks,
was
Moody. Yeah. Thank you.
it was really good. Awesome. Awesome. So if you have questions, keep putting them in the chat. The next session promises to be even more exciting and more informative. When you have gotten the global talent visa, right? The next thing is, how do you land a job? People underestimate what it takes to land a job in the UK. People think, yeah, well, it's in the UK, you can just get a job. No, right? What are the tricks? What are the tips? What are the culture, that you need to imbibe to be able to land a job? What kind of skill set should you be developing, soft skill and things like that? So we have our coach. He's a second time speaker at eMigr8 Open Day, right? And we're glad he's back. So if we're bringing him back for the second time, it tells you that is a resourceful talent that we can all glean from and learn from today. His name is Adewale Daytona, Slim Fit, as he's popularly known across social media handles. Right, he's a senior product marketing manager, and he has also been endorsed by the UK government for UK Global Talent Digital Technologies segment or section now of the Global Talent visas. Right, so welcome, join me in welcoming Adewale as he takes on landing a job in the UK tech ecosystem, a step-to-step guide on navigating the job market basically in the UK. Adewale, I will yield now for you to take the mic. Thank you for joining. Yeah, you are still on mute.
Oh
All
yeah,
right.
that's done. Yeah, I was gonna send you a text that you need to unmute me.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah, thanks for the introduction. Good afternoon or is it good evening? Good evening, everyone. And thanks for this invite, Moody. And like Moody said, yeah, this is my second time speaking here, and yeah, it's a pleasure to be here. Adewale here. They call me Slim Fit. I'm gonna make this as straightforward and short as possible because I'm conscious you all have been on this call for a while now. So I work as a senior product marketing manager with a tech company in London. And like Moody said, yeah, I'm a recipient of the Global Talent Visa and via the digital technology route. And I've been in the UK for about 5 years now. Yeah. So tonight, I'm going to walk you through practical tips on how you can navigate job search in the UK from the lens of someone who's been through that same journey multiple times in the UK, right? So I've switched employers about 3 times, and I'm not going to deny my privilege, the privilege of the Global Talent Visa, which gives me that flexibility and power to do so. Yes. So being able to switch jobs, yeah, it's not easy, but I'm acknowledging my privilege. Enough about me. So first off, there's nothing I'm gonna say here tonight that you probably haven't heard before, right? But it's gonna be differently and peculiar to my own journey and what has worked for me, right? Also, what I have realized is that forums like this is like a constant reminder and also a motivation for us to keep pushing and take inspiration from speakers, like myself and the previous speaker who've done and who's done and who's done it before. So, and there's this thing we call brand recall in marketing. You get to know about a brand more, and then you take action to patronize them when you keep seeing them all the time. So you guys should be grateful to the immigrants community, for bringing people to talk to you and inspire you to take action, to spur you to take actions towards the betterment of your career. So I prepared a short slide at a very short notice. So let me see if I can share my screen. It's not a fancy slide, but just more talking points. Let me see if I can share my screen. Technology can be misbehave at times. Allow desktop 1 or 2, so it should be desktop 2, right? Because I'm using 2 screens. Yeah, it should be desktop 2. Um, Share. I don't know if you can see that now. How do I move this up? Can you see my screen now?
Yeah, we can.
Oh, good. Awesome. Let me see where. Okay, good. I've moved this away. Then yeah, so this is the slide title, like I mentioned, nothing fancy. So I'm gonna start with the biggest myth in tech, right? So let's start with the biggest lie in tech. You have to be a coder, you'd have to know how to code. Um, every developer writing a code, right? A company needs other parts, other people for them to function. So look at it this way. A Tesla, for instance, they manufacture cars, right? And you have the engineers that build the hard parts, that build the core technical hard parts of that car. And then you have the other guys that does the programming, right? But it doesn't end there. They need people to sell the car. They need people to do the branding. They need people to do their communications. So look at the tech ecosystem as the same way. It won't thrive only on coders or developers. You need other aspects. You need other people. And that is why it is called business. Business has multiple layers, multiple branches. So let me go to the next slide. Opportunities beyond coding. So, like I mentioned, when you've done all the coding and all of that, you can't your code can't sell itself. The engineers can sell the product. So you need people that will do product strategy for you. You need the product owners, you need the product managers, you need business analysts, you need operations and growth, you need people that will do customer service or customer care, like we call it. You need people that will do product marketing that will market the product for you. You need sales, you need data analysts, you need research, you need user experience. So look at the ecosystem as creating opportunities in various aspects, right? So, and this is where you can then look at which area, which aspect of this can I fit in, right? And let me move to the next slide. Right. So when you've identified what opportunities are available in the market. You don't look at where you're coming from, your background. What kind of skills do you have that you can transfer to this new market? You don't necessarily need, sometimes tell people the skills you possess before are not necessarily a waste. You could be working back in Lagos or back in Nigeria or before now, or you could have been in the UK before. You could be working as a, let's say, a customer service rep, maybe for a call center, and you feel, oh, I'm coming here, I want to switch into tech. That skill is very, it won't work. I don't have the necessary skills, but that's a lie. When you were doing a customer service agent, you were managing emotions, you were managing people, you were doing effective communication, you were doing empathy, you were doing stakeholder management, you were documenting, you were reporting, all of those skills are transferable and you can use them anywhere in any business you find yourself. Problem translation, for instance, you are acting as a bridge between tech developers, companies, and the paying clients. That is, how to translate a problem. That's a product manager. You have project control. You are structuring workflows. You're delivering results on schedule. You're anticipating operational risk. That is project management. Then the third skill, problems resolution, you know how to resolve problems, the bottlenecks, you listen to feedback of customers, you're improving processes. That's customer experience. Another one I've not listed here is communication, stakeholder management, like I mentioned earlier. All of these are skills that you probably possessed before that you don't know they are even still relevant for you. Then let me go straight into the elephant in the room. So like I said, I'm going to make this practical. So you've done all of this, right? So you want to start applying for jobs. As a farmer, what is your core tool? You can't go to the farm without your tools. You can't, as a job seeker, not have a CV. Where do you even start with it, for instance? So let's look at the basic. What should be on your CV, or how should your CV structure look like, for you to, you've identified all the opportunities, you've identified the skills you have, then you want to grab these opportunities. You need you need the CV, and that's what I said, optimizing your arsenal. And when I say arsenal, forget those guys, they're lousy. They just won the league yesterday. I'm not talking about them. Arsenal is, what you have, your possession, in terms of war, what you can use to fight a war. In this instance, you're actually fighting a war. You're fighting a war with the employers, you're fighting a war with the recruiters, you're fighting a war to get a job. So what do you need? You need a CV, you need a LinkedIn. So let me go back. Let me go to this to the basic, right? And most CVs I've seen, right? They all just list duties. Let me see if yeah, I need to move down. Yeah. So CVs, most CVs I've seen, I've come across, they just list duties, and recruiters don't care that you've managed a team. They want to know, did your team win? Just like Ateta, he can't put on before now. He cannot put on his team on his CV. He could just put his managed Arsenal, right? But now he's gotten a bigger advantage because the team has won a league in about 22 years now, right? So that is what recruiters want to see. They want to see your achievement. They don't want to see you have managed Arsenal. Okay, what have they achieved? All these years you've managed them, what have they achieved, right? So when you as a professional, when you're doing that, you also need to, fix your CV by focusing on achievement. So instead of saying, I was responsible for sales, no one cares. Just say, okay, while I was in sales, I was able to increase our quarterly sales by, let's say, 25% using a new growth strategy or using a new lead generation strategy. That is what the recruiter is looking for. They want to see numbers, they want to see metrics, they want to see how you move from point A to point B. They just don't want to see descriptions of duties, right? And use action verbs. I developed, I led, I orchestrated, I managed, I this, that, and another reminder, your CV should always be ATS ready, application tracking system. Don't make it fancy, don't put any graphics. Even if except you're a graphic designer, just make it very simple, plain, no design, no line, no tables. The ATS wouldn't, it doesn't go through ATS, right? And then what else? When I came to the UK newly, what I did, almost 10 years of experience in Nigeria. And this for me, this was the number one strategy that changed things for me because I kept applying. without getting interviews at first. And at some point, I started questioning myself, am I really a global talent? Am I even a talent at all? I'm a local talent. Maybe I'm not even a talent at all, right? So what I did was then to go back to the drawing board. I was like, okay, I need to be radical about my strategy. I need to change something. I mean, something has to change. So I went back, quantified all of my achievements, and then also did a lot of LinkedIn optimization, connecting with the right people on LinkedIn. Let me go to the next slide for that. On your LinkedIn, think of your LinkedIn as a professional landing page, think of it as a sales page. When somebody opens your LinkedIn, will they be convinced, or you yourself think of yourself as an employer? When you open your LinkedIn page, can you hire yourself? Stop putting, I'm searching for opportunities. I mean, that's not a value proposition. Just put exactly what you do. I'm a project manager. I'm a product marketer. I'm a fintech specialist at where, or I mean, even if you don't have that, you can just put that if you don't have a company you're working at yet. And the about section, people always omit this. I mean, I always tell people that care to listen, use the first two lines as a hook for the reader. Tell them exactly what you bring to the table in your about section. And there's this other mistake I see people make a lot nowadays. The profile picture on LinkedIn, when they are job searching, then they put this thing. There's this green open to work banner. That thing disgusts me a lot. I don't know if you guys really know what I mean. They put that open to work on their picture and then they put it on the profile as a profile picture. That's for me, it's always sounding desperate. There's this back end feature on LinkedIn that you can always put I'm open to work, and that is only visible to recruiters. Every other person visiting your LinkedIn wouldn't see that you're open to work. I mean, they don't need that big signpost on your LinkedIn profile to say for them to know you're open to work. I mean, most people just skip that profile. This is desperation or whatever it is. I mean, for whatever reason, I've seen it several times. I mean, we're recruiting for an event marketing manager in my office a couple of months ago, and most of the applications, I mean, most applications that had that were filtered away because, I mean, for me or for us at then, it felt like this person one doesn't really have anything to offer. They're just very desperate about, I just want to get a job. But if you have something to offer or you're really good at what you do, you don't need to put that desperation, just put at the back end, I'm open to work, and every recruiter will see that. And then the networking hack, don't just apply, apply and pray. Every good thing deserves prayer. I mean, needs prayer as well. So I'm a Christian, and I can tell you for a fact I believe in prayers, but prayers alone can't move mountains. I mean, the Bible in James 2:17 says, "Faith in itself, if not accompanied by action, is dead." So you don't just stop at applying or doing all the CV revamp and all of that. Prayers also work, or whatever you believe in. I mean, let me make this inclusive. Whatever you believe in, put that as a backup, to the work you're doing. And try to connect with people in your industry. Look out for people, you know, go to LinkedIn, look out for someone that is doing what you want to do. So for instance, if you want to be a project manager, a product marketing, go to LinkedIn, search a profile of someone already doing that in the UK. Look at their profile, look at what it looks like. You don't have to copy word for word, but just look at the layout and what they have on theirs and compare it with yours, and then use that as a benchmark, for what you want to do. What else? Yeah, networking, connect to peers, do recruiters outreach as well. There's this, you don't even need to do LinkedIn Premium. I mean, except you want to. LinkedIn still gives you, I think about 4 or 3 free emails, even without LinkedIn Premium, for you to send out to people that you are not connected to. So be visible, comment on industry news, don't just look, provide value in conversations when people you feel like you want to reach out to, when they post, you know, take an action, like, reshare, comment, let them see, be visible, so that it's not just when you need something, you're going to their DM and then I mean, they would answer you. I mean, I've done that. I've been on the receiving end, and I've even done it as well myself. I know how it plays out. Then I'm going to talk about, I think in the reckon the previous speaker spoke on that, but I'm just going to touch that a bit. The digital technology route, which is the route I took for the global, I mean, I used for the global talent visa. I mean, we all know this already, thanks to eMigr8. I mean, I think they keep preaching this every now and then to the community. So the skilled worker visa and the global talent visa, this is me trying to do the differentiation. You need a job offer for the skilled worker visa, definitely. For a global talent visa, like I mentioned in my instance, you're a free bird. You can fly anywhere, you can roam anywhere, like an headless chicken, you can go anywhere. You can even stay in the UK and say you don't want to work, you just want to work for yourself, right? And then sponsorship tied, yes, the skilled worker visa is tied to sponsorship. Global talent visa is not, you can move companies freely. ILR in 5 years for skilled worker visa, for global talent visa over 3 or 5 years, depending on the route. And can you work for yourself on skilled worker visa? Definitely not. But in global talent visa, yes, you can work for yourself, like I said. Then choosing your route. So under the digital technology, we have the exceptional talent route and exceptional promise. Part 2 ILR for the talent is 3 years, for the promise is 5 years. For the talent, you have to have been an established leader in the industry with 5 years plus of experience in digital technology. And then for the exceptional promise, I mean, typically less than 5 years experience showing high potential. I used to tell people the bar is now high, right? For I mean, for all the battalion routes, but it's still doable. People still get it. You just need a very solid and very clean application. And sometimes I mean, that's why communities like eMigr8 exist. They can always guide you through. And there was something I was also going to touch on. Yeah, I always tell people to make a while the sun shine. I mean, there's this internal joke. I don't know if Moody can remember that. If some of us go back to apply for global talent now with the profile, with what we did when we did, the way they will bounce us, right? So it's always good to take advantage of things when you know about them, or when the opportunity presents itself. You can be saying it's hard now, is that it's not hard now, do all you can to get it. Next 2, 3, 4, 5 years or 1 year might even be harder, right? Now that you know about it, now that you have the privilege, to some resources and information, I think is the best time to take action is now. Right, and yeah, I ended this with a quote. The UK tech ecosystem isn't waiting for the best developers, it's just waiting for the best solutions. And that solution can be with you. That solution can lie with you. You don't need to be a developer. You can work as a business person. You can bring whatever solution or whatever skill you have to for the betterment of the UK tech ecosystem. Right. And yeah, question and answer. Open to that. You can connect with me on LinkedIn, Adewale Adetono. And on Instagram, I share very relatable tech career content on Instagram as well. My Instagram is at @IceLimFit. You can look me up on there. And yeah, do well to follow. And if you have any questions, right? Yeah, I'm open to them now. Thank you.
All right. Really awesome. Awesome. Thank you for being very practical. I like the analogy of Arteta and Arsenal. Uh, thank you. That brought it. I'm sure that brought it a bit home for a couple of people on the call. Right. But we wanted to, one of the questions somebody was asking in our community before you joined was when searching for a job, right, in the UK, what should they pay attention to? Because they've heard highlight your achievement, but is it important to add numbers or just state your achievement, or do you have to say, oh, I converted 10 million sales, or I led growth of sales in percentages, which is recommended?
Yeah,
Um,
like I said earlier, I mean, metrics is very important, and in my own case, it's really worked wonders for me. Before, at first, I was just using blank CV without metrics. I was just stating, oh, I did this, I did. I just stating my duties right until I learned the trick of quantifying those achievements. And yeah, I mean, even if your role or if what you did doesn't really require or there wasn't really any quantifiable metrics. Just find a way to coin it. I mean, nobody's gonna tell you to go and bring proof of those numbers. But yeah, this you don't have to lie, right? But just find a way to coin it into valuable and measurable metrics.
All right. And there's something you talked about, and I know you touched about it, where you have almost a decade or even no more experience in Nigeria before coming to the UK. How did you translate? Because most of the UK firms are
Yeah.
looking for UK experience. So how do you translate that experience in the Nigerian ecosystem and make it valuable to the UK ecosystem?
Yeah, that's a good question. So one thing I did first was to look for people who are already doing what I want to do. I looked at their LinkedIn profiles, and then took cues from there to then use that to polish my CV. So in my own case, I mean, product marketing is still product marketing, right? But I've seen instances whereby the job roles, for instance, or the job titles, for instance, is different. The nomenclature of that job title, of that role, what we call it in Nigeria sometimes can be different here. You can say you're a VP of customer or VP customer success, or whatever it is, and then right here in the UK, it could be maybe a director of customer experience or whatever it is, right? But so the trick is just go to LinkedIn. LinkedIn is a good mine, of information for professionals. I mean, the people can talk down LinkedIn as much as they want. It's full of lies. People post blah, post this and blah blah blah. But yeah. I mean, people have their opinions, right? But for a professional, especially people looking for opportunities, it is your best resource, your best place to do all of the evaluation, and comparison that you need to make informed decision and also to better your own profile as someone that wants to break into that role.
Okay. Fantastic. Then I think you touched on the next question, just looking at from the community. The next question is around I am a tech executive. This is a bit of a scenario question. I'm a
Yeah.
tech executive, a VP in Nigeria for a tech startup, right, that is doing very well. I've also worked up to the level of a senior manager in the tech ecosystem, in the banking sector, in the tech department of a banking institution before stepping out 4 years ago to be a VP product, right, for this startup. Moving to the UK and looking for a job in the UK, how can I position as a VP? Because I'm already a C-suite executive in Nigeria, and so this person is asking for advice around should they make the move, and if they are making the move, what advice would you give them in the job market for C-level kind of openings?
Yeah, let me start from the last question. Should they make the move or not? I mean, it depends on the pathway the person is taking. If it's the global talent pathway, for instance, which gives you that power, to not be tied to an employer, yes, definitely. If you have it, I mean, if you applied or you want to apply and go for it, or even if it's skilled worker visa, right? If you've done all of the applications, yeah, but that's when the question comes in. I mean, so before you start doing all of the application, if it's a skilled worker visa, um, you need to look at what job roles or what the job description, in the UK that is similar to the job role. So for a VP product, for instance, if it's not a startup in the UK, if it's like a standard company, that's been existing for a while, let's say a JP Morgan, for instance. Yeah, I think they have VP roles as well. But in some instances, that could be a director level role, and if you're saying you're looking for VP roles and don't just stick to those don't stick to, I mean, don't be hell bent on it must be a VP role. Look at other equivalents of that role, in your sector that applies to the JD of what you're already doing. Yeah, right. And then go back to your CV to then polish it up, use those quantifiable metrics and tailor it to the job description. I mean, and thankfully there's ChatGPT, there's cloud. The technology has empowered us to not do a lot of things from scratch. Just put the rough idea of whatever it is you want your CV to look like on any LLM and you get the results. Just tailor, go back and then do manual inputs to make it fit for purpose, right? And then when you have that, then you can start applying. If you get the role, I mean, if it's on a skilled worker visa, right? And especially as you're working in technology, I used to tell people, even if you're on a skilled worker visa, I know people, I mean, I know someone who got into technician. She's working with Google, and then she's been with Google for about 3 years or 4 years or thereabouts. And then that was the time, this should be about 2 or 3 years ago. That was almost the same time when there were a lot of layoffs in tech, right? She did the application, I mean, Global Talent Visa, and luckily for her, she got it. And she was able to switch from a skilled worker visa to Global Talent. And fortunately and unfortunately, that was the same time tech layoff, I mean, from Google affected this person. I mean, if she hadn't done that switch, I mean, that's how she would have been stranded. I mean, with after spending 4 years on skilled worker visa, yeah. So in this person's case, yes, if you skilled worker visa, go for it. But then again, if the profile fits for a global talent visa, I mean, why not?
All right. Thank you. I'm going to bring Andrew into the conversation because there's some question here, Andrew, for you. But there's a general question, and I also want Andrew's thoughts on this one. So the question is, I'm moving to the UK for global talent visa, right? This person has been endorsed. The question is, how do I stand out? Typical. All right. How do I stand out in my new place of work? What are the tips for existing global talent recipient? What do you do in your place of work to help you stand out among your peers? So that's the question.
Is that for me or for Andrew?
It's for both of you. Maybe you
Oh,
start.
okay.
Andrew, are you?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I can go first. I mean, this is
Okay.
this is a content I made. I made a content around this, I mean, some while ago, and I mean, which the major reason for that content is let me see if I can find it. It's for people to know what they can do or how they can position themselves, for promotion and also how to know about the workplace culture. I think number one thing for me is to one, make noise about your achievements. We come from a culture where we are very conservative, set of people. We don't I won't say brag. We don't talk much about what we do. Even in conversations, we are not the type that will quickly initiate a chat, with maybe someone in the office. It's just about learning about a new culture and trying to acclimate with it. When in meetings, even if the meeting doesn't require you or if the meeting is not your meeting, I mean, we tend or I've seen instances whereby people join or immigrants like myself or like us don't they go into meetings, they go into workplace, they just remain their humble self. And visibility in the UK corporate is what works best. You can have someone who's not even doing as much work as you're doing, but because we know these guys, they talk a lot, press, perhaps. I mean, they are very vocal, and being vocal and being visible go hand in hand, the two V's, right? And we don't do that. So the first thing first is one, be visible, be vocal, make contributions in meetings, especially in meetings. Let your name be registered, in the faces of people that matter. And another point is don't just stick to, I mean, your manager. I mean, it's good to have, I mean, your manager, it's good for your manager to have your back, but you also sometimes need like a sponsor in the company. So I tried to make this differentiation on that post. So a sponsor is not necessarily your manager. A sponsor can be a VP or a director in another department, but this person, you work cross-functionally with them. and they like your work, you're always in meetings with them, you're presenting to them, just try to have a very close, maybe not very close relationship, but a cordial work relationship with them that they can vouch and speak for you in rooms that you are not in. I mean, those are the 2 points I would make.
Awesome. Thank you for that. Andrew, is there anything you want to add to that? What are the tips that you've employed, right, to help you stand out?
Yes. Think he has mentioned most of the things, but one thing I want to add is that you need to be able to build good relationship, right, with people, right? Don't look down on people. Build good relationship with senior leaders and also junior leaders. The more you teach, the more you learn, and the more you work with the top people, people bigger than you learn more from them, you know. Show some leadership skills, take up volunteering role. One of the things that has helped me is taking up volunteering roles in, let's say, a data scientist, but the data engineering team needs somebody to help them with a couple of things, let's say, and data modeling and stuff like that. And if you feel that is something you can do very well, feel free to jump on it. That also kind of create rooms, right? And also, one thing I tell people, also know when to leave, right? If you want to develop in your career, moving jobs, like the other speakers mentioned, is totally fine. Know when to leave, and stuff like that. Yeah. Some of us, we like, yeah, I think that's the way we were raised. We hide, our impact. We don't, right, ring our bell out loud, because probably because the way we were raised, or afraid of the village people or stuff like that. But definitely know how to ring your bell. That's very, very important. And network. Yeah, don't say that you don't drink. Especially with consulting, you need to know, even if you don't drink alcohol, feel free to go with them. Ask them to give you soft drink if you don't drink alcohol. Go to social event, networking events. Discussions around promotions. Happen there. In fact, companies strike these. On the table and stuff like that. Yeah, that's my own 2 cents on that. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And I like the thought that both of you have shared, and it reminded me of one of the sayings we used to say back in Yabaville. We used to say, "Your work will speak for you," but when you cross over, you have to speak for your work. Your voice have to, be in that boardroom, and your name, like Adewale said, has to register. Your face has to register as a contributor. And like Andrew said, you have to network across horizontally and vertically. So those above you and those beneath you, because you never can tell who will be in the room and who will recommend your work. Yeah. So awesome. We're gradually winding down. We've kept everybody here for over an hour, 30 minutes now. Right. So I'm just going to ask our last set of questions, and typically their advices. Right. They are in our communities. We have 5 sets of people actually, and most of them most of the people in the category fall into this developers, product people, digital marketers, but they fall into beginners, intermediates, professional, and executive. So those 4 categories. And they are all looking for, how do I land a job? From a beginner, and I have skilled worker visa, for example, how do I land a job if in the UK? What are your advice? What should I be working on as a beginner if I'm looking to land a job? If I'm a junior developer or a senior developer, what should I spend my time doing, to prepare myself to stand out in the job market? Because it's kind of tough now. Everybody has the same tools that they are leveraging. So what should I, be doing differently? I know Adewale talked a lot about some of the things you can do differently, but from a place of advice now, what would you recommend? And we talked about the VP scenario already, but you can also just chip in for a VP that's looking at the UK market, in terms of job, what should they be doing differently to stand out from every other VP who is in the market also looking for a job? Adewale, can you take that? Oh, sorry. I don't know why that keeps
Okay, yeah.
going.
Now. Yeah, I mean, apart from everything we've listed, I think one thing that people need to do is to be consistent. I mean, I can tell you for a fact, it's not easy. I mean, job hunting is a job on its own, right? You'll be met with a lot of disappointment, a lot of regret mails. I mean, that one is constant. And it's a game of numbers. So the more application you put in, the better chances you have. I mean, that's the advice I'm going to give. Don't relent on application. Don't say because, oh, I did a lot yesterday, I did all through the week, I'm tired, I've given up. I mean, let me rest this week. There's no rest for somebody that's looking for a job. No rest until you get a job, right? So just keep applying. There's this strategy. I used to call it bombing strategy. You know, open do as many as possible in a day, 50, 70, 80 applications. I mean, depending on the sector, there are some sectors that are quite niche. You might not be able to find those number of roles, but there are some sectors that there are thousands of applications you can make every day. So just keep putting in the numbers. It's a game of numbers.
All right. Awesome. Awesome. Thank you very much. Andrew, the question we have for you is that we've not had a lot of people talk about applying with optional criteria 4, which is the continuous education criteria, right? And a lot of people want you to share more light on that criteria, the optional criteria that has to do with option or criteria 4. So if can I apply? Can I take optional criteria 4 if I just finished my master's and I have a degrees? Or what else can I use to qualify for that criteria? So people are just asking for you to speak more on that criteria, apart from the fact that you've spoken about they need to publish their books or publish a write-up in a reputable journal, right? What else can they leverage on? For example, someone said I'm not doing my PhD, so I don't publish in journal, but I have 2 masters.
Yeah. That's a very good question. But to be honest, you don't need to be doing your PhD for you to, start publishing, right? My first journal publication was during my first degree, right? So, and again, that's a very important question. That just to let you know, your master's research would not qualify you to get the UK Global Talent Visa, right? Um, what will qualify is maybe work you do on the course of doing your PhD work. So if you are submitting anything relating to research, make sure you don't mention that is relating to your master's research, because that is gonna disqualify you. It's even on the guideline. If you check very well, you see that, right? Apart from um, research journal publication, we have academic conferences, right? If you have done any academic, in fact, that's one of the evidence I submitted. I had done academic conference. I had a certificate showing that I actually presented my work, right? So if you have done academic conference, you can show evidence of speaking in that academic conference. You can show pictures. You can show maybe email invitation inviting you to come and present your work. You can also show evidence of that academic conference being published, right? Another thing you can use is what you can get your supervisor's supporting email, supporting letter, right? That's a third party evidence to say that you actually did this, right? It can also be your what's it called? Your master's research supervisor who has visibility of the work you are doing outside your master's research work. You get what I mean? Don't focus it on what just your master's research work, because that wouldn't fly. That will, that will be you selling yourself so short. Do you get right? Another thing you can use is what? Evidence of being a peer reviewer or editorial board member, right? Those invitations, stuff like that, right, are some of the things you can use to satisfy this criteria. I hope that answers the question. Thank you.
Yes, I think that does, and also I think you also chip in the volunteering to be a peer reviewer is also something that you can take advantage of. Take
Sure.
advantage of. I want to say thank you to both of our speakers. Andrew, thank you very much for being with us. Wale, thank you very much for being with us today. Before you guys go, you guys have to let us know what are you building. We have a lot of people who can volunteer to be your testers. If you're building a new product and you need people to test it and just do a dry run, we have a huge community that you can leverage on. If you're not building anything and you just have documentation that you want us to go help you read and leave comments, please, it's a good time to tell us what are you working on? How can we be part of what you're working on? And if you want us to connect, you can share your LinkedIn. Adewale already shared his in his presentation earlier, but final words and what are you guys working on? So I will start with Andrew first. Let me come to you.
Okay, yeah. Like I mentioned when at the beginning of my presentation, I said that I'm currently building a mentorship-led platform that helps to remove the barrier between opportunities and talents, right? That's around career development and also global opportunities as well, like jobs, and also supporting people to get stuff like this, like global talent and stuff like that. So yeah, it's something we are building, and also we have a team of researchers. We are also doing a couple of research. If you check me on Google Scholar, you see some of our work, and we also working on collaborating with some universities to build do some couple of research. These are some of the things we are doing at the moment, and yeah, feel free to reach out if anyone is interested.
Can you give us a link that we can put in the chat or put in
Sure,
our
sure, sure.
for those interested? Because you mentioned quite a lot of things there that you guys are doing
Oh, okay,
that are
cool,
very
cool.
interesting.
Okay, okay, I'm gonna share my LinkedIn and our website so that let me
Okay.
our website first. Think I think I'm not able to comment. Okay, I can.
Awesome.
Taleforward.com, that's our website. Hope everyone can see it, yeah?
Yeah, we can.
Okay, let me share my LinkedIn. Yeah, Wale can continue while I get that one, yeah?
Okay,
Oh,
yeah. So for me, so we're hosting an event for tech career professionals, people looking to transition and people looking to, or people who are already in the field and just looking to network with like-minded individuals. So we have a small community called the Elevated Network where we share valuable resources for people looking to transition into tech. We have this annual summit that brings everybody in that community together. And the event is also open to people outside the community. The event is on Saturday in London, August 8th. So I've just put the link to that on there. You could read more about the summit, August 8 in London. And if you like to attend as well, you could just click on that link to get a ticket. We're still in the early phase, but yeah, we're looking to just wrap everything up to start promotion soon. You can also follow me on Instagram, @SlimFit. My LinkedIn, I can drop my LinkedIn here as well. Yeah, that's about that.
Yeah. All right. Thank you very much. I spoke to someone who talked about the Elevate Tech network event last year, and they liked it, right? And it was different for them. In fact, it was a global talent endorsed individual, and he was one of the people on the panel. I think he coordinated this session, a mutual friend that we both know, and he liked what you were doing for that session. So congratulations for the first edition. I think that was the first, or this is the second or third now.
Second one.
Second one. Congratulations on it. We would share it in our community and encourage our community members in the London axis and those that can come into London to attend. Well done. Thank you. Thank you for sharing your time with us this evening. I will allow you take a leave now so that we'll do some home housekeeping before we call it a day today. But thank you very much. We deeply appreciate your time that you spent with us, Andrew and Adewale.
Thank you. Yeah. Have a very good evening. Bye.
Yeah, thank you so much, Whitney, and thanks everyone. I've also shared the free WhatsApp community where we share free information around what I just mentioned as well. Yeah, thank you.
Awesome. Thank you very much for sharing. All right.
Take care. Bye.
Bye for today. This has been a awesome session where we have talked about landing a job in the UK, all right, and also moving as a student and to becoming endorsed as a global talent recipient, right? So if you have not taken anything from this one, take the fact that you have to network, right? You have to volunteer, you have to show up, right? And you have to speak up for your work, right? Is one thing to know how to get the job done. It's another thing for you to be able to articulate your thought around what you are doing and communicate the value that you are rendering to the organization. You know, one of my mentor always said back in the day, and I think he still says it, that nobody argues with results, right? Everybody kind of aligns when you have the result and you can articulate that result. So this again was brought to you by eMigr8. Look at the speakers today have shared links to their events, to their community. Feel free to join, feel free to attend their event. You can see that they have value and they've shared value, right, with us today. But beyond the value that they've shared, I would ask that you do well to use the information that has been given to you. Do well to use the information that has been given to you. We did give out some gift today, and we ask that, you know, as eMigr8, you can review your profile against the visas opportunities that are available. So please go to architect.emigrate.visa.com and do a free scan, right? And come back to let us know what you think about the scan, and we can give you a free coaching session to help you review the outcomes of that review, right? So if you're still on this call to this point, you've won yourself a free coaching session, right? What I ask is that you use the architect.emigrate.visa.com review assessment portal first before coming to that session, right? So that we are specific on what you need to be doing to become globally attractive or to qualify for any of the visa opportunity. All right. Again, a lot of information shared today. You've won yourself a coaching session. You should take advantage of this opportunity. Take advantage of the information that you have gotten by applying this information. It costs a lot to bring speakers like the ones we have today to come talk to us on global talent, talked about on how to land a job, and they spoke really well, gave us really good tips on what we can do and how we can navigate it. Andrew spoke extensively on the optional criteria 4, right? So if you are looking at, if you have a lot of academic report, or you have academic exposures, your written paper, you should be looking at optional criteria 4, right? And our coach Andrew today made it very clear, made it easy for you to appreciate that criteria today. I will quickly talk about why you should choose eMigr8, right? We do leverage on AI, right? We do personalize our experience, right? And we give you instant insights. We give you insight on your Oracle real-time updates on an actionable recommendation when you need them. So for example, if you go through the architect.ai, which is Dr. Zenith, to review your profile, it gives you insights, instant insight. And when you speak to a coach, we can give you actionable recommendation, right, that you can leverage on, right? It's a seamless experience leveraging on eMigr8 AI, right? And yeah, it moves you from where you are to where you want to be. So go global with eMigr8 AI. Leverage on it today. eMigr8.ai is where you want to go to. We do have partners. We're not doing this alone as eMigr8. We leveraging partnership across the ecosystem, the tech ecosystem, right? Remember, we're focusing on tech-enabled visa pathway when we're focusing on, tech-enabled visa pathway. So we have partners, and our partners cut across different demography, right? So if you are in the preparation stage, right, we have partnership that would help you with information and with education, right? With training, with pre-incubator, with incubator process if you're a startup founder, with bootcamp if you want to learn specific skills, with talent development and mentoring, right? We also have partnership with immigration consultants, lawyers. We also have partnership with financing establishment, right? We have partnership with HR recruiters, right, for endorsement. When you've gotten the endorsement, you need mentoring. When you've relocated, maybe you need immigration experts, and integrating with the society that you're not in, the new community. We do have partnership that will help you, right? And again, if you're looking at reverse migration, so for example, you've expanded, you've achieved, you're at the top of the ecosystem in Canada, in the US, in the UK, in Germany, and you're looking at relocating back to Kenya, back to Ghana, back to Lagos, Nigeria, right, to expand, right? We do have partnership around that you can leverage to help you set up back in your home country, right? To get started, right, please go to your app store and download our app, log in, register within the app, and ask questions. There are different value that we have in the app, different resources that you can leverage, right? So whether you use an Android phone or you use an iOS phone, you can get the app downloaded. It's available on both platforms. And also you can go to our website, you can join our community. On the chat, we've dropped the WhatsApp community link and the Telegram community link, or you can also just go to eMigr8.ai, eMigr8.ai, and we'll start from there. We can connect. We can also build partnership across. So if you have a product that you want us to build partnership with, you can also come to our community, and we are open to having conversations with you. Future partners, we have Bincom Dev Center, right? Bincom Dev Center offers a platform where you can build talent, where you can build your startup, where you can enhance your tech talent, right? So Bincom Dev Center it's a it's a place where you go to for everything talent development, everything product development, right? From incubators, right, to learning specific language if you are just a contributor, right? One of the services that you can get from Bincom Dev Center is Lab by Bincom. Now, we've talked about the Global Talent Visa today. The Global Talent Visa is biased towards digital-led, product-led digital technology. So if you haven't built a product before, if you haven't worked closely with a product, Coach Wale talked about different products, right? The different phases of a product. So you can be you can be in the communication, you can market a product. So you don't have to be the person coding it, or the person building, but you can sell the product. You can organize a team that builds on a product. So it's, project management, you can project manage all of these skill set, but it has to be tied to a product, a digital product, right? For it to qualify and meet the first criteria for global talent with technician, which is it has to be product-led digital technology. Now, if you've done teaching, if you've done consulting, you might not have built actively on a product, so you want to get your hands into working on a product. Now, this is where Last by Beacon comes in. Now, it's a 3 to 6 month program where you work with a cohort or a team to build from scratch, right? You build a product from scratch, right? And that gives you the founder experience. That gives you an experience in terms of actually knowing what goes into building a product, ideation, product build, product lifecycle, initiation, marketing, product launch, and all those things. You will go through all those phases. Now, with the outputs of Last by Beacon, you can add that to your resume. You can add that to your product portfolio, right? You can even add that to your GitHub account if you are a developer, right? These are opportunities. This gives you it's a platform that gives you opportunity to expand, your skill sets and also expand your reach, right? So it's not just for folks that are trying to apply for the Global Talent Visa, but for anyone that is trying to expand. So for example, you build all your technology stacks on, fintech, and you're looking to build health tech. Coming to Last by Beacon, there are health tech packages and products that you can build in and helps you to develop talent in different buckets, insurtech and the likes, right? So take advantage of this. It's a very useful platform for everyone, right? Whether you're a beginner, whether you're intermediate or an expert level, this Last by Beacon would be suitable for you, right? Go to beacon.net/labs. That's where you want to go to, beacon.net/labs. That is where you want to go to, right? We've gotten a lot of successes, direct successes, and thousands of success stories have been curated either by working with us directly or working with one of our coaches, our strategic coaches, right? The testimonials keep pouring in, and if you go to our site, you'll find some of the testimonials there. So if you're looking for, is this the right community to join? Is it the right people I should be talking to? Do they have the right coaches? Just listen to all of the success stories that we've had. Go to our YouTube channel or go to our app and just binge on it. There are a lot of information that we have there that is free, right? Information across the various visa offerings that we do have, whether you're looking at startup visa, talent visa, work-based visa, digital nomad visa, or any of the visa that the UK is offering, the US is offering, Canada is offering. We talked about the global talent visas today, right? And if you are a student in the United Kingdom, right, our coach today was a student just like you in the United Kingdom, and he was able to transition for post-study visa, post-study work visa to being endorsed as a global talent. So it's possible. Somebody has done it, and he spoke extensively on what he did to get through that. And if you want him to be your coach, you can come to our ecosystem and we can put you in touch with him and he can coach you through the process, through the journey, right? And he used optional criteria 4, which shows that he was actually a student. Optional criteria 4 talked about continuous education in your field. So, and he has evidence to show for that. So you can leverage where you are, what you have, and we're just saying, get in touch with the right mentors, get in touch with the right coach, which is what the eMigr8 platform is known for, and you would move significantly forward towards your goal. But above all, privately, or if you are in a group or in a community, always strive to be globally attractive, right? The opportunity that the visa that we speak to offers you is pathway to settlement. Settlement is a big conversation across the West today. In the US, in Canada, in the UK, it's getting difficult. There are different policies that are being fine-tuned, that are being rolled out towards, do you move with your family? Do we allow dependents? But with tech visa, you are kind of shielded from most of those conversations because most tech visa, gives you pathway to settlement. Most tech visa allow you to move with your family or with your dependent, right? And most tech visa is also beginner friendly, so you can plan. Come into our ecosystem, talk to a coach. We can have a roadmap tailored for you, for your specific uniqueness, right? And tailored for you. And you can, with milestone that you need to take. And once you hit those milestones, you get closer and closer to becoming globally attractive, to having your evidences that you can apply with. So this is the eMigr8 visa opportunity, right? Again, let's say 85% of what we do is free. So this is not an exhaustive list of the opportunities that exist in our community, right? We also have a lot of resource around literature around the various visa landscape and how they are changing. If you download the app, you'll find this resource there, and you can read about the changes that have happened in the past, and you can use that to forecast some of the changes that are coming later in the year, right? If you need help, right, please, and if you're interested, please reach out to us using the numbers. Just leave us a message, right? Leave us a text, leave us a message across our platforms, and we will reach out to you. Leave a comment, we'll reach out to you, all right? And yeah, so that is our thoughts for today. There are two questions I've left to the end that I want to answer. The two questions that were in the chats that I want to answer. Give me a moment. Yeah, we do have premium group coaching session. So for example, if you work in a startup or in a team and you're looking out for group coaching, right? You want to apply with your friends, right? That offer exists today. If you go to emigrate.ai/event, you will see our group coaching sessions. You'll be able to book for the next one. And this is it's premium, it's paid for, all right, but it's focused, it's specific, it's a visa specific session. So we are going to be talking about a specific kind of visa. And if you have friends that are looking at a specific kind of visa, so for example, if you want to migrate to the US and you're looking at EB1 and you and your friends or colleagues are considering it, we can have a group coaching session where we can break down the EB1 opportunities to you and how to navigate it. There's also the self-served visa opportunity for the UK. So if you're looking at that, there's premium group coaching sessions, and you can book for the next one when you go to emigrate.af/event, right? If you think you don't yet qualify and you're wondering what you should be doing, right? We have a roadmap that moves you from a newbie to becoming globally attractive. A personalized roadmap, right, that moves you, from a newbie to beginner to intermediate to experts, right? And if you come into our ecosystem, let us know to say, I want the personalized roadmap, all right? We were able to put a call through with you, and we can walk through that roadmap, having understood your background, your qualifications, and what you are looking to achieve, right? We can design that for you. And some of the eMigr8 Technician visa do-it-yourself package that we have. Remember, I said 85% of what we do in our community is free. Just take a look at the screen, right? It is free. We have the UK Global Talent visa do-it-yourself templates, right? It's free. If you download the app, you find it there. If you're in our website, you find it there. Technician visa forum discourse channel, we can link you up and add you to that. That is free. We have a free WhatsApp community where you can ask your questions. We have the eMigr8 Technician visa office hours, right? It's both free and premium, depending on the length of time you want to spend in that session. All right. Then we have the AI, the eMigr8 AI for Global Talent visa. We have the open days and a lot of replay videos that you can leverage on. Right. This session we have today, right? A lot of people pay premium for those sessions on other platforms, and we're giving it to you for free. So take advantage of it. Go to our website, go to our apps, and leverage on it. So let me answer the last question. Somebody had an agro business, right? Let me answer that. I left those two questions because I wanted to come to them. Yeah, as an IoT or Internet of Things, as an Internet of Things skilled engineer and having launched an agro solution platform, how do I benefit from this global talent visa to the UK? It's very easy, right? Once you get your global talent visa, you can expand to the UK. You can have your business set up in the UK with global talent visa, right? It gives you that flexibility to register your business, start your business, and build from there, right? It's quite flexible. If you're looking at it from your business, in fact, you've launched your business, you can, right, launch your business in the UK market from the first day you get into the UK, register the business, launch, build from there, have a launch, and take off from there. That is the beauty of the global talent visa. And you don't have to worry about sponsorship and all of those other limitations because you can work for yourself on the global talent visa. And that is one. And I think that's a good one. And there's the next question is, as a mobile app developer currently doing my internship program, do I have a chance in this global visa? So in this global talent visa, you do have a chance, but it might not be immediate. It might not be today. So this is where the roadmap session becomes critical. We want to be able to sit with you, understand what you have, understand where you want to be, and we can build a roadmap, right, with you to say, these are the milestones you need to check. And once you check these milestones, you should be able to, right, once you check these milestones, you should be able, right, to get the global talent visa, right? Once you check those milestones, you should be able to get the global talent visa. So you might not qualify today. Don't be discouraged. Obviously, you're still building your profile, you're still building your resume, right? But with a roadmap, you are able to know what is important. What should I be spending my time building? What should I be investing my time doing? How do I network? What kind of network should I be involved in? Right? And things like that. What is also new in the horizon? So what is the landscape looking like? So for global talent, it keeps changing, right? There are new policies that keep coming up. So being part of this community and having a roadmap, you are informed of the changes that are coming, right? So I wanted to answer that, and I wanted to make sure you are aware of that. Now, we have put in our community, we have put in the various links to our community, and you can join our communities across board, right? Various links that you can use. There's a free visa assessment session. If you're on this call, you can just click on that link, right? And you have a free visa assessment session booked. You'll find some time there, just book it straight away. Don't wait till tomorrow, because there are those that watch the recording and will be able to book before you. So, and it's limited slots, right? If you want to join our communities, there's a link there. One of our speaker, Andrew, also dropped a link to his community. So if you want to join that, there is a link on the chat. Just scroll up, you would see that. All right. And yes, this video will be available on our app first, then it's going to be available on our YouTube channel. So you can have a rewatch. You can send it to your friends, to your colleagues that are looking at the global talent visa, particularly those that are already in the UK, or those that are looking to migrate into the UK. Those that are in the UK that are on a different visa, that are looking for a more stable visa, this will be useful for them. And those in the UK that are looking for a job, right? So the fact that you are endorsed does not mean you have a job. Yeah, you're endorsed to come in to show your skill set and leverage the opportunities that exist. So you need the skill set that Adewale spoke about today. and you need and use that to navigate the market, use that to navigate to get a job, to get yourself a job. And you need some of the skill set that Adewale and Andrew spoke about to stand out in your job and get promotion, because the idea is not just to get a job. You want to get a job and you want to thrive on the job. All right. So that has been our edition for the month of our presentation, rather, for the month of May. Right. Thank you very much. If you're watching the replay, please leave a comment of your questions or your suggestion. We will be in the comment section to respond to you. Right. And if you want to reach us, please use the links that are available to reach us. Send us a direct message, send us an email, get across to us, right? Follow us across our social media handles. We are eMigr8 across our social media handle. eMigr8 with the figure 8, right? On X, on Instagram, on TikTok. We are on TikTok. We're on all social media platforms. You can find us on YouTube. You can find us there. Also leave us a message on those platforms. Follow us, leave us a message. We want to hear back from you. If this session has been useful to you, we want to be able to give the feedback, not just to our executives, but to the speakers today. Our coaches need to also get the feedback that the knowledge that they shared today was useful to you. So please leave a feedback, right? Online, anywhere you're comfortable, you're most comfortable leaving your feedback. You can leave the feedback using the hashtag eMigr8openday so that we can find it. Right. Thank you very much. And for those of you that are joining the community, we have a link here to join the community. You can also, there's also a link to book a free visa assessment session, right? A free visa assessment session. You can do that. But for those that are joining the community, please let the community leader know that you are part of the May 20th edition of eMigr8 Open Day. And they will connect you to a coach. You have won yourself a free 10-minute coaching session. Before you come for that session, make sure you've gone through using the visa assessment form platform, so you know you're coming to ask informed question, and you're not just coming to say, what kind of visa should I be applying for? Because that's left for you. You're the best person to answer that question. We can only answer questions when you've identified the visa you want to apply through. Then you're not asking specific question to say, how do I put together a strong recommendation letter? How do I put together a strong application? How do I make sure my optional criteria evidences are good enough to get me across the line? Then we would have that session, and it will be more valuable to you. All right. So thank you very much. Have a fantastic rest of the month. We will speak in the month of June, all right, on our open day, eMigr8 Open Day, first Wednesday in the month of June. Pay attention to our social media handles, and we'll be communicating the topic and the speakers for that edition. Thank you. Have a lovely day.